as you can see, it's not much more than all this green grass. Well, that all changes with Enhance, a new park plan, which includes a restaurant, a beer garden, and get this, a zip line. So this big guy right here is named Thor. He's 6 years old, and you might have seen him patrolling Mill Avenue. He's actually out here with his fellow officers learning riot and crowd control techniques today. Well, that construction cost the city of Mesa $100 million, and with it, they bought not only the new Arizona State Route 24, but also an opportunity to build a better community. However, the people here at the Department of Veteran Affairs have yet to develop a successful program that addresses the national push to end homelessness for all vets by 2015. Trampoline parks have remained largely unregulated since gaining popularity across the nation and the valley. Here at Jump Street in Phoenix, one of Arizona's 8 trampoline parks, there are only a handful of rules. A $100 million project is expected to bring thousands of jobs to Arizona's fastest growing community. That's up next.
We do everything on horseback that we did in a patrol car.
The streets on Mill may look calm right now, but they take on a different image at night. That's when the Tempe PD calls in their hoofed friends for backup. Master Trainer Ted Knoll says one officer on horseback can do the job of 10 officers on foot.
Yo! Whenever there's an altercation on Mill or something where the bikes have to go up on the sidewalk to make an arrest, we go up in there and separate them, and we'll give them a 10 to 15 foot circle to work in. So they're safe to be able to do what they have to do.
But training for the Tempe Mounted Unit is a rigorous task, both for the human officers and the horses. This big guy right here is named Thor. He's 6 years old, and you might have seen him patrolling Mill Avenue. He's actually out here with his fellow officers learning riot and crowd control techniques today. Along with being willing to ride, officers must first pass a written test to get into the program. Then they have to complete 120 hours of both academic and practical training. Brian Berman, an officer on the Tempe Bicycle Unit, says without the horses, he wouldn't be able to do his job.
The best sound in the world is hearing the sound of the horses coming up, hearing the pitter-patter of their feet.
These four-legged officers keeping Mill Avenue safe for everyone.
TSA officials are finding more than banned liquids.
If you've ever flown, you know there are certain things you have to be extra careful with. Shockingly, the number of people that are trying to bring loaded guns through TSA security checkpoints is on the rise, up 16.5% from 2012. Every day, transportation security officers interact with nearly 2 million travelers across the United States, and what they're finding in passengers' bags is causing huge problems.
It's incumbent upon passengers to check their bags before they come to the airport to make sure they're not carrying guns, loaded guns, or any other kind of prohibited or illegal item before they come to the airport, because it's going to slow them down at the security checkpoint.
Last year, over 1,800 firearms were discovered by TSA officers across the nation. That's 5 guns a day. What's more is 81% of those guns were loaded. Phoenix currently ranks number 4 when it comes to finding guns in baggage. As a matter of fact, in 2013, 66 guns were discovered. And it's not just guns that the TSA officers are discovering. They're also dealing with passengers bringing toy guns and grenades, bats, hammers, and knives into the airport. If they find any illegal items, the police get called. So Melendez is encouraging passengers to pay attention.
Almost every time I've heard of a gun coming through a checkpoint, passengers tell us they just forgot it was there.
But forgetting could end up costing you more than a delay. Officials say passengers are allowed to travel with firearms. They just have to be unloaded in a hard container with a lock, and they have to be checked. You're not allowed to carry them on. The TSA is hoping a little airport education will bring these numbers down. Reporting from the Media Center, I'm Cailley Formichella, Cronkite News. They can paddle, float,
1, 2,
and most importantly, survive in water, and they're only babies. Becky Harris began teaching infant swim resource classes quite by accident. She used to be a nanny. Once, a 2-year-old she was looking after fell into the pool.
I picked up this little boy out of the water, and he was crying. I'm crying.
The child's mother told her,
If he ever falls again, you're not to touch him. And I said, I don't think I can do that.
and it happened again. But this time he floated on his own. Now the one-time nervous nanny teaches the unique floating method.
Having the ability to roll back and float and gather your thoughts and make a plan and rest can save your life.
She says it's working.
Usually twice, 3 times a summer, I have somebody call me on the phone and they're either laughing or crying because they found their child in the pool, face up floating. That's the good part of it.
Some people think tots are too young for this sink or swim training. Rihanna Meadows says it worked for her son Talon.
He kind of went head over heels into the pool and went all the way down to the bottom and popped up and floated on his back for a couple minutes until I got in to get him. So he was about 10 months old.
These tots also learned other life-saving techniques like removing heavy clothing and rolling onto their back. Reporting from Mesa, Cailley Formichella, Cronkite News.